So here are your beliefs as stated. Here's what I know about you, and I think are you Catholic? Do you want to state your
I
denomination?
am Catholic. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Are
I'm
you
a
Russian
practicing
Orthodox? Are
Catholic.
you what?
That wouldn't be Catholic. No, I'm a Roman Catholic.
You're Roman Catholic. I thought Russian isn't Eastern?
There is Eastern and there's Roman Catholics, but Eastern Catholics are only like 5% of the church.
Okay,
Almost
well
everyone else
I
is
don't.
Roman Catholic.
Okay, well listen, buddy. I don't know. I don't know. The
Fair enough.
I don't know, man. Let's see here. Your beliefs, as stated. Man, they're going crazy in the Discord right now. Jesus Christ. A guy named my dad is doing crazy shit in there with a Sydney Sweeney thing. God damn. Okay, so we know he's Catholic. He lives in Thailand. He's like Danish or something, Polish. All right, here we go. Moral people should support Israel. This is one of your claims in the email. Do you stand by that?
Yeah, for sure.
So it would be if you do not support Israel, you are not a moral person.
At least on this issue, yeah, like you're morally blinded, I would say.
Okay. All right. That's where we're starting. So the second one I had is the Lord will judge you on Judgment Day for listening to a podcast that does not support Israel, but you said that was a joke. Then
Yes.
The third belief you stated in the email you sent me was me and Devin and Jace and our fan base has a sincere hatred for Jews and the state of Israel. These were your words. Do you stand by that?
As I said in the second email after that, I did give you the benefit of the doubt that I don't think you probably come from a place of malice, but rather just being misinformed. I think there is a fair part of your viewers that are probably genuine anti-Semites. I mean, I've spent some time in the Discord, but I don't think you're necessarily responsible for that. So.
Okay, so you're walking that one back. Okay. The next belief, the
No, I do.
What's up?
Here.
No, go ahead.
No, I do think you have a hatred for. I do think it does seem like, given judging by your email, that you have a sincere hatred for the state of Israel. That part I do think is probably true.
Okay, but am I an anti-Semite?
Not that I can tell. I guess I don't have enough evidence for that. Let me put
Well,
it
guess what, motherfucker?
You are.
Okay, next one. The Palestinian people are only supposedly starving.
Yes, that's largely true.
So you believe the Palestinian people are not starving?
I am sure there is some malnutrition in the region, and maybe the occasional children being underfed and stuff is true, but I don't think there's like a widespread starvation. No.
Okay, so you just think they're like a little hungry.
I mean, when you put it that way, I think there is some minor malnutrition, as happens in many wars.
I'm not putting it anyway. You're just saying you're saying they're not starving. You're just saying they're peckish.
No, there are parts of Gaza where it might be hard to get enough food too. Sure, but I don't think there is like widespread starvation the way that the media portrays it to be.
Okay. Well, what do you think of JD Vance? You like that guy?
I do.
You do? I think I have a quote from here. Actually, here's American leaders on Gaza right here. July 28th, JD Vance said, "You've got little kids who are clearly starving to death. Israel's got to do more to let aid in."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he gets. I mean, Donald Trump said the same thing, but like he also admitted that he saw it on CNN. Or whatever on the news. So like I don't know where they're getting this. I will also say that Israel has like obviously, since there is some problems with food supplies and stuff, Israel has like taken a step back and let in humanitarian aid and all that. So it's not like they're doing nothing.
It's not like they're doing nothing. Okay, but yeah, I mean, according to JD Vance, you love, he says little kids are clearly starving to death, and Israel's got to do more. And then what did Trump say? He said something along the lines of he wants to turn Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. So it sounds like the country that's backing Israel really cares if these guys have food in their belly or not. But would you say,
if they did turn it into that, they wouldn't be hungry anymore.
Okay, interesting, because they'd be towel boys at the country clubs, maybe. Is that what we're saying? Um, well, it actually, I think then Trump went on to say they would have no right to return. I might be paraphrasing there. Um, Interestingly enough, would you say JD Vance is more informed on this than you? Or would you say he's less informed based on his quote about the little kids starving to death?
I mean, I will say that JD Vance also has a political agenda, which I don't.
Oh,
So
interesting. What do you
he
think his
might be
agenda
saying that.
is?
I mean, obviously, a large part of the Republican base, especially like on the more like Fuentes side of the party, tends to be a bit more anti-Israel. So I could imagine him trying to at least look more sympathetic to Gaza than he might really be, just for the sake of pleasing the base.
So you think when the media, is anti-Semitic, that's why they make these false claims about people starving to death?
No, I think the media does the same thing that they have done consistently since the beginning of the war, is they take everything that Hamas and the Hamas-led Ministry of Health in Palestine for granted. And they think that everything that comes out of there is true. I mean, there have been many examples of the media basically just parroting Hamas propaganda that later turned out to be false.
Right, but are children starving to death? Do you believe that or no?
I cannot definitively say that no children are at least like underfed. Sure.
Is it
it might be happening.
Is it there a supposed starvation, like you stated? Is it propaganda, or is it happening?
I mean, it happens, but probably on a much smaller scale than the media makes it out to be. I won't deny that there's not I can't say there's not a single kid who died of starvation or whatever. I can't.
No, Mud Puppy has a good idea here. I think Mud Puppy is right. They should build a big McDonald's in Gaza City. Now, Mud Puppy, now we're on this. And that if we don't have the touch screens in the McDonald's, we could employ 70, 80 people in there. Let's see here. Another thing you stated in your email, the worst people on earth are the far left, literal neo-Nazis, and radical Muslims. And I guess you are supposing that I am on the I am on their side, or you believed I was on their side?
No, I said that you have the same position on this as those people do.
Which is what?
Because you said free Palestine.
What's the position?
Essentially the free Palestine position, the idea that this war is unjust, that Israel is committing genocide. That is essentially the position that it's 90% of the people who hold that are far lefts, radical Islamists, or the literal neo-Nazis.
Yeah, but there's overlaps with lots of groups, right?
What do you mean?
Well, just in terms of belief.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm just saying that, like, on this specific, when you look around and everyone who's on your side are like the craziest people on all sides, then I would have a look and think, maybe I'm wrong on this one.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of how I feel when that's kind of how I feel when I go on Twitter and I see Michael Rappaport, Dave Portnoy, Brett Gelman, Barry Weiss, the CEO and CFO of Palantir, people like this who that's who I see as the bloodthirsty people.
I mean, those people aren't like terrorists or genocidal, though. Like, they might be cringy and annoying, but they're not like literal terrorists or like far leftists or like, neo-Nazis like the Fuentes types.
So you think someone who's a far left person is the same as a terrorist?
No, but I think the things that they support are evil. Like, evil enough where it's like the only difference between them and a terrorist is like not being willing to like go to violence. And a lot of them would be willing to go to violence. They are just too cowardly to do it themselves.
Much like the IDF.
I mean, the IDF is doing it themselves, but...
Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe if the Palestinian people had sophisticated military equipment, maybe they wouldn't have to, run into a place and blow themselves up. Maybe if they had a drone to do it, they wouldn't have to be suicide bombers. So it says...
I mean, that's kind of silly.
Another thing you said is those in Gaza who are truly innocent or good of heart will be with the Lord anyway.
Yes. I mean, I think any religious person would believe that.
Why did you mention this? Is this partial justification for their death?
No, because you asked me specifically how I can live with, like, how can I have a clear conscience? Or yeah, I think you were the one. I might be paraphrasing here.
Okay,
you said something along those lines, and I was saying like, it. Go ahead.
Well, do you see to me how that seems like you're dehumanizing the thing and you're justifying? You said the sad truth is the children in Gaza who have died were never going to have a life to begin with. Those in Gaza who are truly innocent or good of heart will be with the Lord anyway. To me, and I think to the audience and any sane person who can read, would say this is partial justification for the deaths of innocent children and innocent people.
No, because I also said in the same email that it's never okay to deliberately target civilians. But if like collateral damage happens, I don't lose sleep over it because of that.
Okay, that's interesting. Are you aware of Project Lavender?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, so Project Lavender, they have automated systems. You're free to Google this if you want while we're speaking. That allows their weapon systems to target high-ranking people. They are allowed to kill up to 100 civilians. Low-ranking people, they're allowed to kill up to 15 to 20 civilians, actually. So that would go against what you just said.
Well, no, because they're not deliberately striking. They're not targeting civilians. They're targeting military leaders, and there's collateral damage that comes with that.
Yes, so
but the onus of that, the blame on that is.
So before they hit fire, they accept that it's going to kill 100 civilians for high-ranking officials, and they do it anyway.
Yes, because the Hamas or those Hamas officials are deliberately using the civilians as human shields. So the moral onus on them is like on Hamas for hiding behind them.
So Hamas is using, they have 100 human shields on them, and then they hit the one guy and the 100 people. The bomb goes through the 100 babies that he has on him, and it kills him and blows him up.
I mean, they're not on him, but I mean, you're obviously like you're making this sound silly, but like,
well, I mean, if they're allowing to kill up to 100, if they're allowing to kill up to 100, I mean, are 100 of them human shields? Are 20 to 25 people human shields? By the way, and you can't even argue with this. Israeli courts have tried and convicted soldiers who have used Palestinians as human shields. So this whole idea that Hamas only uses human shields it's complete nonsense. Unless you're going to tell me the Israeli courts are also anti-Semitic.
I would have to see the context for. I highly doubt that it is said in the way that you are describing it right now. Okay. I don't think the Israeli court said that they're allowed to just pick up children and use them as human shields.
So the military court has convicted soldiers of using human shields. I'll cite it right now.
But wait, they have convicted them?
Yeah,
they don't allow it.
Yeah, but they've done it, and they do it, and many eyewitnesses say they do it. And when there's enough public pressure brought on them, they go, yeah, we use human shields too, even though the cries of every bloodthirsty genocidal Zionist is that they have to kill everybody because they're the ones using human shields.
No, we need to differentiate here between individual soldiers committing war crimes and there being a deliberate institutional policy of committing war crimes. So every side in every war commits war crimes. And in a democracy, those people get prosecuted. No. I'm saying they, like, as you said, the courts will prosecute those war criminals, just like Western countries have done when our soldiers have done that in the Middle East.
But you said they're not trying to kill civilians. It looks like they don't care if they kill civilians. In fact, it doesn't really even seem if they care about killing hostages. When they've been told in their reports that they're bombing places where they don't even know if the hostages are there or not, they basically say we don't care. They just want to kill Hamas.
I mean, the essential thing is to kill Hamas. And when Hamas then settles themselves between civilians, which is a war crime in and of itself, you don't really have an alternative. If I run into a bank holding a baby, You don't just like let me go with the baby and the money just because I'm holding a baby. That's not how it works. If I get shot and the baby gets hurt in the process, that's on me, not on the
I mean,
shooting
dude,
me.
you sound like a fucking huge retard. I mean, you sound like a dumb fucking huge retarded dumb faggot. I'll be completely honest with you. You said everybody does war crimes. You don't care if they do kill children, but you also say they're not trying to kill children. So you don't think they're trying to do an ethnic cleansing here. You think they're trying to do
No. Yes.
You
I don't.
you excuse the death of
I-
civilians because
I
you say
said-
this is common.
No, that's not what I said at all. I didn't excuse anything. I said individual soldiers will commit war crimes. That doesn't say anything about the broader political goals of the regime itself. So I don't excuse the actions of individual soldiers. I'm just saying there's no evidence that the state of Israel is condoning the deliberate targeting of civilians or is like trying to commit genocide. There's no evidence for that. There is no such thing as accidental genocide. You need clear intent for it. Genocide is a legal term. Like you need to be able to prove intent in order for it to be
yeah. I mean, what are we
genocide.
at? Like 60,000 dead people right now that aren't in Hamas. What is it on the low end? What's it on the low end? I'll let you do the low end number because there's a lot of bodies under the rubble.
That's not a lot.
That's not 60,000. Is not a lot.
For this kind of a conflict, no, not at all. I mean, look at how many died in Iraq.
Fucking moron. You're such a fucking dumb motherfucker, dude. All right. Let's see here. So the phrase, so daddy's home. Do you know what daddy's home is?
Please elaborate.
So it's in, I'm pulling it up right now so I don't get it wrong, but this is in Project Lavender, where they, again, high-ranking officials in Hamas, they allow to kill up to 100 civilians with this automated software, 20 to 25 for low-ranking, and they have this thing called Daddy's Home, which alerts the IDF when the targets enter the family homes. This system enables airstrikes to be carried out when the suspects are at home, often at night, increasing the likelihood of civilian casualties, including family members. The IDF reportedly prioritized striking targets at home because it was easier than targeting them during military activities.
I mean, I gotta like, I'm more like looking at. No, hold up, because you're bringing up things like that I was not like. If you had told me these things in advance, I would have looked them up.
But it's good because the babies go to heaven.
Well, no, hold up. So what happened here is like you are pulling up alleged things that the IDF has strongly denied. I mean, I'm reading it right here. These are reports I'm seeing from Plus 972 magazine. I have no idea what that is. Local call, and The Guardian, which is a far left British newspaper. So I'm a little bit like I'm a little bit. How can I take everything you say at face value when like it seems like this is not something that has been clearly established?
It's not clearly established. You're Googling it. You're looking it up right now. This is a known thing.
Yes, and it's saying that it's saying that it's an allegation, but it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed. What would be confirmation for you, you dumb motherfucker?
I mean, you would have to prove it, ideally in a court of law, but...
Dude, you say the court of laws are anti-Semitic.
Did I say that?
Yes.
No, I said the UN clearly has an anti-Israel bias. It always has. I mean, I don't think this is like something shocking. I think everybody knows
So
this.
that's interesting. That's kind of a tale there. An anti-Israel bias. Does that mean you're an anti-Semite if you're anti-Israel?
Okay, sorry. I think you said anti-Semitic. I think I just said anti-Israel right now.
I believe you
But I mean,
emailed
like,
me.
obviously, like, a lot of the countries in the UN, sure, but a lot of the countries that are anti-Israel, like all the Arab nations, are obviously anti-Semitic. Like, I don't think that's a shock to anyone. Or do you think countries like Saudi Arabia don't have aren't like largely anti-Semitic?
I mean, what about the ICC? I'm starting to realize in this conversation, you people aren't worth talking to, because I could go on and on that they use white phosphorus, human shields. They also the demolition of a Turkish-Palestinian friendship hospital in Gaza. This is a war crime under the Fourth Geneva Convention. They did controlled demolition of a hospital.
I mean, was there Hamas tunnels under it? I'm pretty sure there was.
I'm sure you can find
Like,
that
that
wherever
everything.
you think that is, you can find. I'm sure I could send you 100 articles from anti-Semitic publications who are anti-Israel.
I mean, like, it's clear to me that you're not trying to like genuinely look into whether these things are true or not. You're just pulling up like
Go.
allegations from one side, and you're
Okay,
not looking at the other side to
look,
see.
go look it up. I mean, you're the one who's saying that like 60,000 dead is not that many people.
For this kind of a conflict, you know how many died in Iraq? Was that a genocide?
What, dude? What? See, so this is the thing that Israel defenders do too. They start pointing fingers and they start. Let's talk about the thing that's happening right now.
I mean, sure, but you have to have a frame of reference. Like, how do you decide whether or not, like, what's a lot? Like, at what? Let me ask you this: at what point did it become a genocide?
Yes. Hey,
like, at what point was this war just?
I don't know. You guys call October 7th a Holocaust.
I've never called it the Holocaust.
That's what RFK calls it. That's what a lot of elected officials call it. They call it the October 7th Holocaust.
I mean, sure, but I mean, that's not me. I mean, you're talking to me, you're not talking to RFK. So, like, why do I have to defend what others say? But, like, if I say your side is anti-Semitic, you say I'm not an anti-Semite. And I'm saying, yeah, but the people on your side are. It's the same argument as you're doing to me.
I don't
right
really know how to have a conversation with you because you think 60,000 dead civilians is not a lot of people, quote unquote.
How about you answer my question? Like, what would be an appropriate response? How many people are you allowed to kill in a war? How many? If we go back to October 7th, what should Israel have done?
How many civilians?
What would be a proportionate? Well, yeah, sure. Or just in general, what would be a proportional response?
What, you want me to guess, like the number of jelly beans in the jelly bean jar?
No. I'm asking you from your moral worldview, what would have been an appropriate response on October 7th? What's allowed?
Well, usually what they do when something like this happens is they invade, they kill people. People go, hey, knock it off, don't go too far, and then they back out. This has been going on for 2 years now, and it seems Netanyahu's doing it for reasons beyond taking down Hamas. It seems they want to occupy Gaza completely. And he doesn't want to face the courts for what's going on with him as well. Tons of elected officials in Israel have urged Netanyahu to stop this. This is going to cause more, which is a concern of yours, which is anti-Semitism. This is going to cause more anti-Semitism. This is going to cause more harm against the Jews. This is delegitimizing the cause for Zionists. It's delegitimizing Israel. It's turning the world against them. It's making Muslims all over the world very angry and making Muslims all over the world enemies of Israel and of the Jews. This doesn't seem to be a good thing that they won't stop and they keep going. Do you think it's, I mean,
that's... Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
But you said 60,000 is not that many people.
Relatively speaking, for a conflict like this, I mean, if you compare it to the amount of people that died in the Ukraine war, or that if you look at something like the Sudanese civil war, the numbers are much higher. And this one is obviously, this happens in a much smaller area that is also severely overpopulated. So it's not that crazy of a number, especially if you were wanting to commit genocide. I mean, they're all like on a very strip of land. It would be very easy to kill 1 million people over there. If they genuinely wanted to wipe the Palestinians off the face of the earth, it would be extremely easy for them to do so.
You don't think they have to do it in a certain way so they don't get blowback?
I mean, are you saying they're not getting blowback right now? The entire world is against them. Like,
I don't think the crimes.
Do you disagree with that?
I don't think the crimes committed against Jews is solved by committing crimes against Palestinians. I think we disagree there.
I don't think they are committing crimes. I mean, and on an individual level, sure, but not systematically.
So all the individuals are committing crimes, but not on the whole.
Not all of them. It's just no. I mean, you're saying like people use Palestinians as human shields. Like maybe let's say 10 soldiers did that. That is not reflective of what the army does as a whole. Even if it's 20 soldiers, even if it's 100, it's not reflective of an entire strategy. The Ukrainians are committing war crimes, but you wouldn't say they're committing a genocide against the Russians.
There's no universities in Gaza. Those are gone. The libraries are gone.
That's what happens when you build military installations inside of them.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens.
That's why it's a war crime to do that.
Oh, okay, interesting. The UN estimates 160,000 housing units are destroyed and 276,000 are partially damaged.
Yes, again, like
The United Nations
they built,
Satellite
they
Center
use
reported
civilians.
69% of structures are damaged or destroyed by December of 2024.
Do you not believe that Hamas uses civilians as human shields? Do you
No,
think they're doing that?
okay, so I'll give you a little anecdote
No,
here.
genuinely.
So,
No. Okay, go ahead.
no, dude, you're a fucking moron. You shut the fuck up. I invited you on my show. You're one of the dumbest motherfuckers alive, dude. Seriously. Seriously. You hear 60,000 civilians dead and you don't even bat an eye. You don't even bat an eye.
No, that's not what I said. No, I feel terrible for them, but it's not.
Yeah, you clearly no. I
I
can
just said it's
tell.
not that
I can
much for the
tell.
conflict.
No, I can tell. You really care. You care a lot.
But I mean, you want me to start crying
so-
for them? Like, what is this? I don't know.
I don't think you should support the killing of them. I don't think you should support the group that's killing the civilians. No, I don't.
Well, I
So-
asked you, do you think Hamas is using them as human shields?
So I'm telling you this anecdote right now. So
Mhm.
a reporter I really like, Chris Hedges, he spent a lot of time over there. And he got to know someone in Hamas in the 2000s, actually, one of the co-founders of Hamas. His name is Dr. Abdul Aziz Renti. He was a co-founder of Hamas. He was assassinated, I think, in 2005. Him and his son were assassinated. And he was radicalized, interestingly enough, in 1956. He was in a refugee camp called Hananus. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. But Israel occupied Gaza for those 100 days, and they lined up people, even members of his own family, and killed them in front of him when he was a kid. And this radicalized him. And he was one of the co-founders of Hamas. He did suicide bombings. And Hedges would talk to him about how they would do suicide bombings. They'd run into, a bus, run into the city, blow themselves up. And, Hedges lived there he actually saw the war. He's not you and me reading articles, seeing numbers, seeing satellite images of this stuff. Like, he actually saw the adrenaline of war and everything. And he would talk with him and say, there's kids there. You're hurting children. You're hurting innocent civilians. You're killing people. And what Abdul would come back with? He would just come back with statistics of, how many kids they've killed of his. And that's not something that Hedges supported at all. And I don't support that either. I see this as a cycle of the oppressor and the oppressed. And I think the more you use the language of violence against the oppressed, I think the more likely they are to use it back. I think the oppressor sets the tone for the relationship. I don't think that more war or more violence against these people is going to help. And many, many top officials and many people are begging Netanyahu to stop this. It doesn't help. It only creates more people in Hamas, which, by the way, Israel has assisted the financing of Hamas through Qatar. Now, you might ask, why would they do this? I don't know. It seems that Netanyahu wants this war to keep going forever and ever and ever so he can delay his trial, not have to face the music, and he doesn't have to lose his coalition. That's what it looks like to me. No one. I'll say this. I don't support the killing of anybody. I don't support these drone strikes. I don't support the IDF doing what they're doing. I don't want Hamas, because they don't have advanced military equipment, going in and stopping everything. It's this big cycle. It's this big wheel with the oppressor and the oppressed, and it keeps going and going and going, where they keep attacking each other. And there's really only one force on the planet that can stop it. Now, I'm American. My tax dollars go towards this. I know it's a small amount, which is a point of contention you guys have, but it funds it. The war industry cries for war. The Zionist lobby cries for war. This is all legalized bribery. The only people that could stop it really is the United States, because, and you don't stop it by eliminating one side. You don't stop it by wiping Israel off the face of the earth. You don't stop it by wiping the Palestinians off the face of the earth. You stop it by this wheel that keeps spinning. You have to put a stick in it. The U.S. has to come in and go, you can't do this anymore. You got to fucking stop, or we're not sending you aid. That's my official position on it. My position on it. And by the way, I have the right to get more emotional about this because my country is the one that is supporting and funding it, and the reason that it's even happening in the first place. You're Danish and you live in fucking Thailand. No offense.
To be fair, the EU sends quite a bit of money to Palestine.
Okay.
Like, not to Israel, but it does fund the other side, so if anything. But fair enough. But I don't think I think you're missing two things here. First of all, if the US had put a stick into Israel, it's not like Hamas would just roll over and stop terrorizing the Israelis. Israel has given them, ever since 1947, so many chances to have their own state. The initial partition plan from the UN was a two-state solution. It's the Arabs that have always rejected it. It's the Arabs that have always that attacked Israel over and over again. So if anyone kept this cycle of violence going, it's the Arabs. Israel gave not Palestine, but Gaza, essentially independence in 2005. And ever since that, all Hamas has done is take all the aid and money that they got and put it into terrorism and into building bunkers instead of trying to help the civilians there. So I don't think the US stopping aid, I mean, fair enough, you're an American, like it's an internal American thing. First of all, I don't think it would, I think you're underestimating how strong Israel is. It's not like they would just like be forced to roll over if the US withdrew right now. I think
they'd be less emboldened to be doing what the fuck they're doing.
I actually don't think so. I think I think the fact that the U.S. is involved actually puts some brakes on them, because there is always the risk of the U.S. withdrawing. I think if they had no support whatsoever, they would just be incentivized to like finish it as soon as possible in as violent a manner as possible.
I mean, I really don't know where we go from here, man, because everything I say, you just say it's the Arabs, it's the Arabs, it's the Arabs, which, by the way, I don't think you have acknowledged them as, do you even acknowledge them as Palestinians, or you just call them Arabs?
Yeah, sure, they're Palestinians, but I don't think necessarily.
Seem to, would you say you dehumanize Muslims?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think they're more prone to violence or anything like that?
I mean, sure, they're more prone to terrorism. Would you disagree with that they're more prone to terrorism than, say, Buddhists?
I don't believe in things like that, actually. From what I can tell, it seems like two groups of people that love killing each other and love killing. And I don't think any race is opposed to the highs of war. Oh, what are you talking about?
I've never said anything about race.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you said Muslims, religion. I think their ideology is what drives this, not their skin color.
I mean, there's many examples of people killing in the name of the Bible. Now, when the Bible comes into this...
Sure.
So when the Bible comes into this, do you think that a religious text should be allowed to draw state lines?
No, I'm not I don't believe. I mean, I am not a believer in the Protestants. What do you call it? I have the words. It's on the tip of my tongue. I forgot about it. Whatever the thing is that the Protestants believe in, I don't. My arguments for Israel are not biblical. Let's put it that way.
I'm sorry, you cut out?
I was saying my arguments for Israel have nothing to do with like biblical Israel. I don't think biblical Israel is the same as modern day Israel.
Oh, interesting. Well, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson just said the West Bank was promised to the Jewish people. He called it Judea and Samaria. Are you aware that many people in Israel are doing this because they believe it is their land, as per the Old Testament?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Yes, and I disagree with that. I disagree. Although I think the West Bank is a little bit more complicated than Gaza is. Okay, I think it's a different story. I don't think everything Israel or Israelis do is right.
So you disagree with their core? It's their core thing. Why they're doing it?
No, I think that the Jews, as like a Jewish people, have a right to their own state and to protect that state. But I don't think that's because of biblical reasons. I think it's because of practical and historical reasons.
Okay, but they're going to move in and take the land, right? Like it's not just about Hamas. They're going to go in and take the land. That's the goal.
Initially, yes. I mean, it's not clear what the end game is at this point. What I would say the end game should be is to get rid of Hamas and then try to rebuild. Essentially, what we did to Germany: you go in, you take over the entire place, you kick out the regime, and then you try to help them rebuild with a more moderate regime. Essentially, I think that would be the perfect ending of this story.
The perfect ending is Hamas gets wiped out, and then everybody lives happily ever after.
Yes.
They don't go in. I mean, that's going to be hard. I think experts are estimating that it would take at the minimum 21 years to even remove all the rubble. Not to mention ecocide. So experts estimate it could take about 21 years to clear hazardous materials, asbestos, unexploded ordnance. There's also soil contamination. Water is defunct. This is also considered a war crime, by the way.
Again, you say this is considered a war crime. I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that. But I would say that yes, I never said it would be easy. I also think that if you ask people in 1941, that they would have told you that it's going to be nearly impossible to take over Berlin. But I think history has a way of working itself out. Okay. And I think that
you're insane. Okay, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. Is Hamas committing violence for the sake of? I have questions for you here. Is Hamas committing violence for the sake of committing violence, or seeking to liberate themselves from Israel's occupation of humiliation, violence, and impoverishment?
I don't think Hamas is trying to liberate themselves in any serious way.
Why do you think
October 7 was not an attempt to liberate them? Because they are religious extremists.
You think
with a deep-seated hatred for the Jews?
That's interesting, but why do we give?
And not just Jews.
But then why do we give Hamas money? Why did Israel facilitate the giving of money to Hamas? Then I don't get it. If they're so bloodthirsty.
Well, initially because initially when Hamas came around, it was the PLO was in charge in Hamas.
And they initially, what's the time frame?
In the 70s and 80s, I believe.
No, they've been giving money up to the big briefcases of cash up until, as I assume, a day ago.
I mean, are you talking about humanitarian aid? Like, I'm sure there have been. I don't think Israel is currently funding Hamas.
I will look it up.
Unless you're talking about aid. Oh, yeah, sure.
Does Israel facilitate? By the way, I asked my Israeli neighbors about this. They said, of course, we give money to Hamas. We want to enrich them, so we have an excuse to go in there and do what we need to do. We just need to make sure the money doesn't actually get to the Palestinians themselves. So that's what he said to me. He was in the IDF. But maybe he's uninformed, much like J.D. Vance.
Yeah, I can say for you, it's never been an official position for them to give military aid to Hamas. I mean, it's just, sure.
Well, this guy was in the IDF. Maybe he doesn't know what's going on. I don't know. He wears a big yarmulke. It says Israeli Defense Forces on it. He talks about fighting in the IDF. He was right there. He's sleeping 100 feet from me. So Israel has facilitated the transfer of funds from Qatar to Hamas and Gaza, particularly since 2018, as part of a controversial policy aimed at stabilizing the region and preventing a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The arrangement involved Qatar transferring approximately $30 million per month to Gaza, coordinated with Israel, the United States, and the United Nations.
Yeah, what was that aid for? To buy weapons or to help the civilian population there?
$10 million for salaries of Hamas-run government employees.
Yeah, sure. I mean, government, that's just people who run the post office.
So they're not religious fanatics.
I mean, I'm sure some of them are, but in order to keep the Palestinians, the Gaza Strip functioning, you need government buildings to operate, even if they're run by religious extremists.
Okay, so to summarize, you think they're committing violence for the sake of committing violence, not seeking to liberate themselves from Israel's occupation of humiliation, violence, and impoverishment.
No, I never said they're committing violence for the sake of committing violence. They're committing violence because they're religious extremists that both believe that they will be rewarded for killing Jews, and that think that by committing Jews, they're doing some great thing for the world and also for their people. But there is no serious attempt from Hamas to like overthrow the Israeli government.
Next question, horrible answer. Is Israel eliminating the threat of anti-Semitism or contributing to the problem of anti-Semitism?
I mean, sure. I mean, clearly the anti-Semitism has been increasing. But I mean, I think that's because of the propaganda against Israel, not because of their actual actions that they're doing. I don't see a lot of people like hating Russians the way they hate Israelis, even though way more Ukrainians have died than Palestinians.
So the propaganda, like the videos of hospitals being bombed, things like that.
I mean, again, like, you know, it's a silly argument because everything that I say, you just like, you don't actually like engage with the substance. All you do is you say, well, the videos of hostages getting bombed. I already made it very clear. Those hospitals get bombed because they're military locations for Hamas. Like, that's the only reason. They don't do it for the sake of like killing babies that are in the incubators.
I thought you said you could only verify that through some sort of like very good means, right? That's what we were talking about. You said you couldn't verify anything I was saying because...
Well, no, you have, I mean, the burden of proof is on you. If you want to accuse them of deliberately hitting hospitals, you'll need to show that they are deliberately targeting hospitals for the sake of killing babies. Like, if you can prove that, if you can find directives from the IDF saying we blow up hospitals because we want to kill Palestinian babies, then sure, I'll agree with you and I'll oppose that.
Thumbs up, man. So Israel is not there. It's Israel's they have no blame in terms of the rise of anti-Semitism. Got it. It's everybody else's fault. Israel's doing everything completely right. Got it.
I mean, I never said that. It's okay. I don't know why you can't just like say the things that they say instead of like exaggerating everything that they say.
You said that anti-Semitism is rising because of propaganda against Israel, not because of Israel itself and their actions.
I think anti-Semitism has always been simmering in our societies, and I think that this gives people a great excuse to jump on it and openly be anti-Semitic. Yes.
Is the violence disproportionate?
I mean, I think it's almost impossible to judge the proportionality of war during a war. I think it might be disproportionate in some areas. I think it's completely proportionate in others. I think it's very hard to say. Again, like I've asked you this and you haven't been able to. What would be a proportional response?
Honestly, dude, I don't think anyone.
Where does it end? How many civilians?
What they've always done, dude, is they just go in there, they kill people, and people go, "Hey, dial it back," and then everyone goes on CNN, they go, "They killed 600 Palestinians." Everyone goes, "All right, calm down." They've always been killing each other, and then the world goes back to normal.
And you want that to continue indefinitely. You just want Palestinian children to be killed over and over.
Yes.
Like they have 1 year of peace and then they get killed again.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
that's what I want, an open air prison. I want an open air prison. That's what I want.
It's never been an open air prison. I think that's silly.
You're a fucking dumb motherfucker, dude. Why does Israel, if Hamas is a terrorist organization, allow financial aid to Hamas? You answered that. You said they're just giving money to the post office or something like that. Okay. Do Palestinians see no alternative to groups like Hamas?
I mean, they have in the past, but it doesn't help that everyone who opposed Hamas got murdered after 2005. So, and even now, like the recent polls show that like 70% of Palestinians, that's like West Bank and Gaza together, still support October 7. They still support Hamas. So, no, I don't think current Palestinians are particularly interested in another group. Until they lose, because the way it goes in the Middle East is the moment Hamas loses power and they lose face, then everyone will suddenly switch. That's why I think actually like exterminating Hamas would actually improve the situation.
You know what's funny is you really don't support Israel because you don't support their settler colonial project because of the Bible. Like you don't agree with the, like, do you know anything about the Temple Institute or anything?
Yeah, sure. But I never said that I fully support everything in Israel. I said, I think this war is just, and I think that it's not a genocide. That's all that I've said. That's all. That's about as far as my support goes for Israel. Like I said, I don't feel particularly much stronger about this than I do about Ukraine or whatever. all I've ever said is like, I don't think Israel is this super evil genocidal state. And then everybody gets really emotional and starts crying about it. I don't think that's a particularly crazy. I think that's, by the way, the position that most people hold. I think most people don't think that Israel is some genocidal state. I think the position that you and the people in your Discord are holding is pretty fringe. In the Western world, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, you live in, kid fucker, the kid fucker country. You live in the number 2 kid fucker country right behind Israel. So.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. It doesn't help your case that you're saying that about Israel after saying that you don't have any hatred towards them. But you're essentially saying Jews are kid fuckers, and then you're saying you don't feel badly, like you don't.
The Catholic Church is kid fuckers. The Catholic Church is kid fuckers. You're in that too, you dumb motherfucker.
Not really.
Yes, they are.
I mean, I would say
yes, and so are the churches I'm from
probably
too.
The safest place to send your children. I mean, that's really, I mean, statistically, everyone's a kid fucker. I mean, like 1 in 4 people gets raped or whatever. Like, if you want to go there, sure.
Okay, everyone's a kid fucker, but don't say Israel fucks kids. Don't say pedophiles seek asylum in Israel. Don't say that. But you can say everybody else fucks kids. Everybody else fucks kids. Don't say it about Israel. It's anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitism is a legal racism. That's a legal racism.
No,
by the way, I bet you don't care about any comments I've made about black people. You don't care about any comments I've made about Indians eating their own shit. I bet you don't care about any of those comments.
I mean, I think it's clear that those are said jokingly, and you don't genuinely hate black people. You do genuinely hate the state of Israel. It seems like. I mean, again, like, am I wrong? Do you love the state of Israel?
No,
do you feel neutrally about the state of Israel?
Dude, have you been listening to anything I'm saying? No, I think they're committing a genocide. I think they're committing an ethnic cleansing.
Exactly. Right.
I think they want to take their land because they think God is a landlord that tells them they're allowed to dehumanize a group of people and take whatever they need. And they have created an enemy, and they have oppressed an enemy with this language of violence that is only going to make them, they're only going to breed more and more terrorism and more hatred and more death until they finally get what they want. With the backing of the United States, who has declared Gaza as this thing that they're going to turn into the Riviera. People you're talking about propaganda against Israel. What about the people who go on CNN like Randy Fine and say, much like how we use nuclear weapons against Japan, we need to use those against Gaza? What about stuff like that, dude?
I mean, CNN's headlines have been nothing but like talking about the famine in Gaza for the last month or so. So like, it's not like they only promote pro-Israeli voices. Like, I've never said that Israeli voices don't get any platform in the American media. But sure, I mean.
Do Jews have a divine right to the land?
No.
Okay. All right. It's crazy that you don't agree with the core thing, but you support the country. It's really weird. It doesn't make any sense, actually. You might be the only person who's a Christian Zionist who isn't citing the Bible as a right for them to invade and take everything.
I've never said that. I've never said they are allowed to invade and take everything. This is a defensive war. It's a response to a war that Hamas has started. I mean, I support Saudi Arabia's right to exist. That doesn't mean I support everything Saudi Arabia stands for.
I think you have an inversion. I think you have an inversion of your understanding of evil. I think when you externalize evil and that evil is in others, and once they're eradicated, the evil is gone. This is a very infantile view of evil.
I don't hold that view of evil at all. I think evil is in everyone. I just think it comes out in some people more than it does in others.
So you're a Christian. You love the teachings of Jesus.
Yes. By the way, everything I've said here is in line with Catholic teaching.
Yeah, is it? The Pope is telling Netanyahu to fuck off every other day.
No, he's telling him to. I mean, the Pope is obviously a public figure. We have this book called the Catechism, and it explains every teaching of the Catholic Church.
Oh wow, really? Wow. So the Pope and Netanyahu, they're running down the road hand in hand. They love what's going on in Israel. They love it.
That's not what I said. That's, again, you're twisting my words in a crazy way. Like, that's not at all what I said. I said that according to Catholic teaching, this is a just war. And as long as they're not deliberately targeting civilians for the sake of targeting civilians, they're not doing anything that's in contradiction with Catholic teaching.
Yeah, can you cite your
Like the
sources there?
Catholic
Can you
Church
cite your
teaches.
sources there that whatever Israel's doing is in line with the Catholic Church and the Catholic Church supports
I
it?
mean, pull up the Catechism. It says right in there what the terms for war are. When you're attacked, you have the right to defend yourself, especially if the threat is imminent.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and peace is no longer an option.
Got it. Okay. Do the lack of exit options encourage and fuel Palestinian support for Hamas?
The lack of exit options in the sense that they cannot leave Gaza.
Not that they cannot leave, that it is very, 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 very difficult to leave.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the problem there is that Egypt is keeping the borders closed, and not a single. I mean, if we talk about Israel hating the Palestinians, if anyone hates the Palestinians, it's the neighboring Arab countries, none of which wants to take in any Palestinians. When Russia invaded Ukraine, all of Europe opened its doors to Ukrainian refugees.
Why should
Nobody in
everybody
the
have
Arab
to?
world wants to take them.
Why should everybody have to take them in? I don't understand.
Because it's morally good thing to help your neighbors when there is a war. That's how war has always gone. The front line moves and people move away from the front line further and further. And then when they reach the country, those people let in civilian refugees.
So it's morally good for the refugees to be led into other countries that aren't Israel.
Temporarily during a war, yes. I mean, that is literally how every war in history. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the Erez crossing crosses Israeli issued permits. 90% of homes damaged or destroyed and 1.9 million displaced. Obtaining records is almost impossible because of the massive destruction. So these people, they don't have a functioning airport. They don't have a functioning seaport. How can Palestinians leave Gaza if they don't even have travel documents? How are countries supposed to take them in?
I mean, again, they have a border with Egypt. They could just set up refugee camps there. The U.S. could do this. Europe could do this. This is what we've done over and over again.
So why does Egypt not do this? Do they want them to die?
Because they do not. No, yeah, well, no one wants to die, but they definitely don't want to let them in because they know the amount of problems that Palestinians bring. Like it would destabilize Egypt because it's not a great group of people to let into your country. Clearly. I mean, they've destabilized Egypt in the past. Like everyone in the region hates the Palestinians. Nobody wants to help the Palestinians because they want Israel to look bad, and they don't want those people in their own country. It's just as simple as that.
Right, because you said the sad truth is the children in Gaza who have died were never going to have a life to begin with.
Well, I mean, you just called Gaza an open-air prison. So do you think that the people in Gaza have great lives?
No, actually, I think we need to kill all of them. I think it'd be. I think it would be humane if we killed them.
I think it would be the best solution for them would be for them to voluntarily leave and go to a place where they can build an actual life for themselves. I'm sure if you or I were in Gaza
voluntarily,
anyway,
so they should
to move to a country.
So the problem is that all these people that have been displaced, millions of them, they're not voluntarily going to where they need to go.
Well, they're not allowed to. Like if you or I was
they're not allowed to.
You have kids, I have kids.
So wait, they're not allowed to?
They're not. No one wants to take them in.
What the hell?
I mean, if you or I was living there, and we had our family and kids there, the only thing we would want is for just to leave that place and go anywhere else in the world. Would you not agree with that? Would you want? No, none of us would want to stay behind. But it's on the neighboring nations. The responsibility is on them. The same way we did with the Ukrainians. We let all the Ukrainians into Europe because that's the right thing to do when there is a war in some neighboring country. So yes, I think the Arab states. I mean, is it really that crazy for me to say that Egyptians should take in refugees from neighboring countries when that country is at war? Like, do you really disagree with that?
Dude, you're making the worst case. I mean, it's unbelievable how you don't have even a shred of support, and everything comes back to nothing is Israel's fault. And
I mean, that's not what I said at all.
No, every single point I make, by the way, you never cite sources. If I cite something, you say, oh, well, it was reported by The Guardian and this other magazine. And then you say, the magazine you don't even know, so you can't say it's credible.
I mean, What do you want for sources for? I'll give you them. I mean, it's no problem. Everything that I say, you can easily back up. I mean,
I mean,
I don't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I don't even know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you, dude. I mean, genuinely, no one likes you. You don't know. You think you're this justified right guy who's fighting some sort of great moral crusade, and it's you versus the world. And you know what the fuck is up.
Like, a huge chunk of the world agrees with me, but we're in an echo chamber.
Do you not let? I'm the one in the echo chamber. You said
you don't think if this was the Ben Shapiro show, most people in the audience would agree with me.
You said, well, they'd be in Israel, you dumb fuck. Let's see here.
I mean, there's a bunch of Americans who agree with me.
Yeah, because of the Bible, which you disagree with. They agree with it on the terms of the Old Testament, which you disagree with. I mean, so
what
no,
about all the Europeans who agree with me?
You don't agree. You're a stupid motherfucker, dude. You don't even agree with them on the like. You don't even agree with the contract that sets them up. You don't even believe in their religious text. You don't even believe in it.
I mean, you keep saying this. There's a huge chunk in Europe, especially on the right, that everyone in the European right agrees with me, essentially. Like 90% does. This is like a very commonly held belief. What I'm saying here is not particularly crazy, just the fact that Israel has a right to exist and a right to defend itself. That is not a crazy
right to defend itself. The International Holocaust Remembrance Foundation determined that it is anti-Semitic to deny the Jewish people the right to self-determination. What does that even mean?
It means that the Jewish people are allowed to have their own state and that they're allowed to defend that state.
That's what self-determination means. That's what that means.
I mean, it means that they are able to, to like live, to rule their state the way they want to.
Here's what I think, dude. Here's what I think. I think violent resistance is a predictable outcome of prolonged oppression. And
that's not what happened in most cases of religious.
This is a consequence of Israel's actions. And they were left with no peaceful options. It doesn't justify what Hamas is doing, but this is a very predictable thing.
So why are most groups in history that get oppressed not doing the same thing? Why aren't Armenians going around and
this is
killing
the thing.
Turkish
this
children?
Is the thing Zionists do. This is the thing Zionists do. They can't defend the thing. So they start talking about another point in history. They start talking about another country. Defend the thing.
No, I'm saying it's not because of that. It's not because they're oppressed. It's because they are.
Defend the thing by talking about the thing. You say I'm the one with no substance. Talk about the fucking thing.
No, I am. I'm talking about the thing. I'm saying that they are not doing this because they're oppressed. They are doing this because they've been indoctrinated into a violent form of Islam. Their kids in preschool. I mean, there's videos of this on the internet. You can find them very easily.
And why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening?
Because Gaza has been ruled by violent, extremist, radical Muslims.
Why are they violent?
I mean, why was bin Laden violent?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they're violent because they're extremists and they have an ideology that teaches them that they are morally right to kill Jews. I mean, it's that simple. And non-believers. I mean, all these people would kill your family in a heartbeat. They would love to kill your family. All of them.
No, don't kill my family. No, I better throw a big machine gun to a Jew real quick. I better give a big RPG to a rabbi to blow him away. Oh, no. Could they come over here and kill me? Could they come over here and kill me?
They won't do it, but they would. I mean, you're defending people.
Kill them all. Dude, there were 7 shark attacks last year. Let's kill all the great whites. Let's kill them all.
I mean, that's retarded. That's just such a retarded argument.
Dude, they'll fucking kill you and your family. Dude, you know how Jews look at me when I'm in a room? It's like this. Fuck off. Fucking faggot. Here, you're going to defend your last belief here before I hang up.
Sure.
I simplify everything to killing children is bad. Now, this is one of the craziest statements in the whole email. You say, I always simplify everything to killing children is bad. You have the floor.
I mean, I'm saying that you're doing that, right? Yeah, I mean, your argument is largely like you can't kill children. therefore the war is bad. Whereas I'm saying is you can't deliberately target children, but it's a part of war.
Holy shit! This guy has no idea how crazy he sounds. Someone clip that, dude. I'm opening a beer to that. I'm opening a fucking beer to that, dude. No sources cited. Anytime I cite a source, you say it's not credible, and then at the end you always say killing children is bad, dude. What's up with that?
That's not what I mean, sure.
No,
Sure,
I
that's
mean,
what I said.
defend it. Sorry, I want to. You said in the email, I always simplify everything to killing children is bad.
Yes, I don't think it's an argument. I don't think you get to look at a conflict and say Israel is bad because kids are dying. Kids die in every war. It's not a good thing but it's terrible, but it's not intentional. So like kids die on the Russian side probably when Ukraine does drone attacks on them. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything Ukraine does is wrong.
I brought up again. Please just talk about Israel. I brought up plenty of evidence that they allow civilian deaths, and they don't care if they kill civilians.
No. You
did.
brought up the source that you brought up said people got prosecuted in Israel for using civilians as human shields. That means they explicitly do not allow it.
Dude, they did. What about all the systems that target them and allow to kill up to 100 civilians, 25 civilians for lower targets? What about that?
I don't know where the limit is for the amount of civilians that would be appropriate. And it's complicated. Like, it's complicated. Are you saying that you can never do any strike if civilians would die?
No, I think you decide, you for whatever reason are this very strange sort of narcissist who you decide that you get to deal out the death and judgment to other people. And I do not believe that, and I don't want people to die. You believe you should be able to decide who gets to die and how many, no matter if they're innocent or not, in the name of whatever you think is good. So I don't know.
We have international law for this. We have international laws that decide this. We have international laws that say civilian casualties are okay as long as they're not the main target. This is just international law. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the ICC. Yeah, I'm very well aware. The people who are saying that go on, are they anti-Semitic?
No, what you're going to say is that what you said in your email, at least, is that the ICC ruled that Israel has committed genocide, but they haven't. They said that they would look at the case because the arguments are plausible. But as you well know, if you go on trial for raping a kid, you haven't actually raped a kid in the eyes of the law until you've been convicted. So no, they have not been convicted of genocide. It's an allegation by South Africa, a country that is also likely committing genocide, by the way.
What country?
South Africa is the country that brought the claims against Israel.
No, you're a moron. You're talking about the ICJ. I'm talking about the ICC. You don't have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about.
No, I was talking about the ICC, but I'm in the echo chamber, right? Let's see here.
Hold up. Let me.
I'm gonna correct you wrong here on the ICC now.
I'm not asking ChatGPT you're going to make fun of that, but
so here we go. The ICC,
They have not.
Here we go. So the ICC have issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant, who's the former defense minister, for war crimes, directing attacks against civilians, willful killing or murder, crimes against humanity, cruel treatment, blocking aid, bombardment, murder and extermination, systemic killings, including via starvation policies, targeting Palestinians based on group identity, and inhumane acts which destroy Palestinian civilian life.
They have issued. I'm literally checking it as we speak. I can send you the source if you want. But they have these arrest warrants are for them to stand trial for this. They haven't been convicted of this. It's for them to stand trial for this.
Got it. Okay. And you know what's interesting?
Am I wrong?
And you know what's interesting?
Am I wrong about this?
No, you're right. Innocent until proven guilty. Of course, that's a lot. That's a lot they're throwing at him, but he might be innocent on all counts. I mean, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Just like how you give the benefit of the doubt to IDF when they killed 20 people on accident. Maybe they were human shields. That's
how a court of law works. Yes, I will say this:
the court of law works. I agree. The court of law works where they empathize with Israel and not other people. I agree. Let's see here.
That's not what It's funny though because you
By
moved
the
the
way, you
goalposts
know
because
what's
you clearly
interesting
said
is
before that.
the London Charter laid the groundwork for the ICC. Did you know that?
I'm not sure what you're trying to say with it.
Well, these are the people that prosecuted the Nazis. These are the Nuremberg trials.
Yeah, sure.
So you can't claim the ICC is anti-Semitic. So why do you think they're making these claims against Netanyahu? Why do you think they're calling for his arrest?
They have not, because they want him to stand trial. By the way, it is, yeah. I mean,
So why does
if
Netanyahu is innocent? Why doesn't he stand trial? I don't understand. He has nothing to hide.
I mean, historically, not many leaders tend not to show up for these. I mean, it's a lose-lose situation, and yeah, I also don't know how objective the court is. I mean, I won't be able to like definitively tell you how they would rule one way or the other.
Yeah, maybe.
I would just say that.
Hopefully, if they ever get to interview Netanyahu, you would get to talk to everybody that's going to interview him and decide whether or not if they're anti-Semitic or not, or if they've been subject to too much propaganda.
That's what I said. Look, if it's proven that Netanyahu was deliberately committing a genocide, I would oppose that. This is not complicated.
But
like,
only
if that was proven.
But if the ICC proved it,
then I would agree. Yeah. I would
oppose
it. That would be sure.
Interesting.
Sure.
Okay.
If they proved it in a court of law, yes, sure.
Okay. Well, they probably never will prove it in the court of the law, and they're going to get their ethnic cleansing, and we're going to watch them disappear. So, but anyway,
well, I mean,
I don't have anything else to say to you, dude. Very, very, very interesting thing said. Very interesting thing said. You came off kind of psychopathic, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice talking to you, I guess.
It was not. I don't know why people like you listen to my podcast, actually, and it makes me question my entire life. But whatever, dude.
It's the black jokes.
And there you go. Well, it certainly ain't the Jew jokes for you, but whatever. As long as we keep making fun of the people you deem it legal to be made fun of, it is what it is. But anyway, dude, peace out. I'm hanging up.
That's what I said.